Symphonies, chamber music, operas and overtures, ballets and songs. There are so many different types of music within the world that is called, for lack of a better term, and it's not a particularly good term, classical music. Many composers excel at one of these types, but there are only a handful who truly mastered them all. One of these is Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky. Among Tchaikovsky's evergreen works, we find sumptuous concertos, beautiful songs and chamber works, great symphonies, and much, much more. But if you boil it down to the essence, almost all of Tchaikovsky's music shares one quality. It's dramatic. In fact, many of Tchaikovsky's most inspired compositions were directly based on stories, such as his famous ballets, or concert overtures like Romeo and Juliet and 1812. So, I think it's fitting that our presentation of Tchaikovsky in this program showcases the composer as a dramatist, first and last. We begin with short orchestral pieces from two great Tchaikovsky operas, The Queen of Spades and Eugene Onegin, which the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra and Natalie Stutzman perform here without interruption. Both of these operas are based on works by the great Russian author Alexander Pushkin. The Queen of Spades is a macabre story of obsession and murder with elements of the supernatural. Eugene Onegin is a heartbreaker about a man who passes up his best chance at love. But ultimately, both these operas are meditations on fate and human choice, and they're filled with passion, duels, love triangles, the very stuff of drama. And so, indeed, is the Fourth Symphony. This piece was composed 3 years after Tchaikovsky's disastrous marriage to a woman he did not love, who threatened to kill herself if he didn't return her affection. Meanwhile, Tchaikovsky had a tormenting secret. He was a closeted gay man in a time and place when that could have meant the end of his career, or worse. It was, in short, a real-life situation that wouldn't have felt too out of place in one of his operas. Small wonder, then, that Tchaikovsky called this symphony a musical depiction of the struggle with fate, of his struggle with fate. Tchaikovsky actually makes fate a character in this symphony. The stern, chilling brass motif that opens the piece is the voice of fate, and it constantly intrudes whenever the music seems like it's about to break free. Now, Tchaikovsky called this symphony an homage to Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, which makes sense because Beethoven was famously said to have described the Fifth's four-note motif as fate knocking at the door. But the piece also reflects the long shadow of Richard Wagner. You see, the year before he wrote this, Tchaikovsky had traveled to the German town of Bayreuth to see the premiere of Wagner's Ring Cycle. And he wrote a 5-part article about this event in the Russian press. Wagner's Ring operas are built around the use of musical motifs to connote different ideas. And that's exactly what Tchaikovsky is doing here. Those who know Wotan's spear motif from The Ring may have a hard time scrubbing it from their minds when they hear Tchaikovsky's Fate theme. Like the spear motif, the Fate theme is a literal downer. It ends with a stepwise descending scale, and it symbolizes an inflexible and negative force of law. Once again, then, it's drama that carries the day and gives Tchaikovsky's music its core. Here are 3 acts from the mind of a musical storyteller.